You ready to talk about collections again?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh, After that fiasco.
It's funny. There's another thing I realized I do collect, so it's actually okay.
What do you collect?
We'll talk about it in the show. Oh my God, I swear, I'm gonna
Okay,
beat you
well,
up.
the show has started as
The
of
show
now.
starts when I say it starts.
When I say it starts or when you say it starts? Because I think it's when I say it starts. Did I say it starts? Now.
It only starts now because you're recording this one. The only reason you're in charge.
Ha ha
So,
ha ha.
so we're gonna talk about collections or collection we want to have or have been forced upon us. There are certain collections like that. So obviously, the most famous collection in our podcast is my mug collection. It is a bit of a thing. We are up to 114 mugs since I started loosely cooking about 4 years ago. Was when I really started. All right, let me intentionally go get mugs. Probably a couple years before that, people were just giving them to me. So at a certain point, you kind of get stuck with them. It was like a forced collection. Now, obviously, I embrace it now because I have so many, but it didn't start off that way.
Are you pretty intentional about which mugs you get, or is it like, ah, that one's fine, I'll grab that?
Well, that is so. If I go to Walmart, just walk around the store, if I see one that I think is cool, or even if it's quote unquote plain, but I don't have one like it, I'll buy it. If I'm buying anything offline, obviously, it's really, really intentional. Like I'll go and find a specific one I'm looking for, and I'm like, all right, well, or something like this, because you see lots of different ones on like Reddit or whatever. It's like I want something like that one, so I'll go find it. But if I'm most of the time I'm just walking through the store and oh, I don't have one like that, mine, bought it. It's happens very quickly like that. So I really
You're
don't
ridiculous.
engage in much impulse control or when it comes to mugs really at all.
I believe that was one of the character traits we ascribed to you several years ago at Home Depot when I wrote out character traits for you on a paint chip. One of them was impulsive. Pretty sure. I
Oh,
could be
okay.
wrong.
Not completely impulsive, just on certain weird things.
I told one of my friends that you collect mugs and that you have over 100 mugs, and she said, "Does he have 100-person tea party?"
You know what? No, I have a one person tea party and I cycle through 50 mugs at a time. So how about that? Hmm? How about
50
that?
mugs at a time. What does that
No,
mean?
I'm being sarcastic. It's fine.
While we're talking about this, I realized I have a mug within view. I'll blind you and make a lot of noise real quick while I try to grab this. This mug. I have no freaking idea where it came from, and I'm sort of half convinced that it was one of my old roommates, and I somehow got it when we all moved out of the house, like accidentally just threw it in my stuff, and now I have it. But if it is hers, then I'm pretty sure it came from her ex, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't want it. But if it's not hers, then I'm pretty sure it came from my family, and I'm pretty sure it used to change colors. And then somebody washed it and messed it up. But I'm
Oh,
not sure on any of those things. I have no freaking idea the actual origin of that mug because I didn't buy it. I don't go to South Padre Island for anything.
that is a concern that you have a stolen mug apparently in your possession. So slight klepto apparently, just taking people's mugs. It's terrible.
um, so how did this collection of yours start? You said it used to be people just gave them to you and now you buy them yourself?
Yeah, so this is like randomly, oh, here's a coffee mug, whatever. In my family, we drink a lot of coffee. So, you would just kind of get used to using a certain number of mugs. All right, I use this one and this one. I use these three mugs on a regular basis. So then you move and you take one or two with you. And so then it's like, oh, we have this extra mug. Do you want it? Ah, sure. And then it goes from two to three to four. And then my friends when I was in high school found a couple of really cool mugs that they bought for me for whatever reason. I really don't know why. Outside of maybe that I liked coffee, that might be the reason. But they just bought me some, and so then it's like, okay, you tell your family, oh, I got these 2 or 3 mugs from my high school, and they think, oh, ding, mugs. He likes mugs, and didn't really like mugs like that at the beginning. But after you hit the number 10 or so, I was like, well, screw it. Might as well embrace this thing. So I just started buying them. And after you hit, 45, 50, it is a collection at that point, and people are just going to buy them for you. My wife would buy me one from wherever they went with as a family. So I always have one from anywhere they've traveled. For the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, I have a mug from everywhere they've been. And then if we go to like the aquarium or the zoo, oh, I need one from there. Why? Just because, I don't know. One had an octopus on it, so I wanted it. I can't. I don't really have a reason. But a lot of that. Just so by now, it's just we get mugs all the time. So, yeah.
Which, for me personally, I don't necessarily appreciate when people buy me mugs. Like, I'm pretty particular about the mugs that come into my house, and I don't want to use a lot of them because I don't use them frequently, because I don't drink as much coffee as I think that I do. And even if I do, I use the same cup for like 3 days. Like, I'll wash it out and just use it again. So I'm like, don't buy me mugs. That's not a good gift for me. But elephants has become the go-to thing for people to get for me. If they don't know what to get, they see something with an elephant on it, they're like, Janelle, that's what I'm gonna get her. So for you it's mugs, for me it's elephants.
Yep, I remember you recommending a tea to me because there was elephants on the can.
Okay, the tea was also just good.
No, the tea was good, but it was the only one from that brand you had recommended to me for a while until I bought it, and I was like, oh, this is a good brand. Oh yeah, here goes the other ones I've had. But the first one was the one with the elephants on it. I'm like, what is happening?
Okay, but wait, I did not pick it because it had elephants on it. Somebody else got it for me because it had elephants on it. And that was the only one I knew from that brand because that's the only one I had because somebody got it for me specifically because it had elephants on it.
All I hear is elephant.
I almost always have at least one elephant on me. And if I don't, something's wrong. I have elephant socks. I have elephants on my keychains. I used to have an elephant wallet, but then I wore it to pieces and I can't use it anymore because there's giant holes in it. So all my stuff falls out. Elephant earrings, elephant necklaces. I don't have any shoes with elephants on them.
Sounds like a problem to be solved. Now. We got to get, elephant shoes.
And I have lots of random elephant decorations. I think I only have one up, though. Where is it? Oh, there it is. And elephant scarves. I think that's about it. Elephant pants. I forgot about elephant pants.
Yep, you do have those pants. I remember seeing those. I was like, what is happening with this? I don't know why.
2 pairs of elephant pants.
Jeez.
But look, it didn't guys, start out that I was like, huh?
I can't explain that one, guys. I have nothing on her elephant pants. I don't know what's up with that.
I can't even explain how it started, though. Just all of a sudden one day I realized that I had a lot of elephant things. And they just kept multiplying.
Someone probably saw you have one elephant thing and thought that was your thing. And it's just too late then. Once people decide it's your thing, you're just going to keep getting it until you die. This is where we are.
I guess so. But they're so cute.
Speaking of elephants, total tangent, but I spent like 3 nights in a row last month watching elephant documentaries. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was like one after the other, and there's so many, and they're narrated so good. I just kept watching them. Yeah, I burned like 7 hours on elephant documentaries. I don't know.
Are you gonna send me the names of these elephant documentaries? Because I want to watch.
I suppose one of them is on Apple TV, so you can't watch that one. But the other 2 are on Discovery and Disney Plus and a couple others. So yeah, I'll send them to you. I'll figure it out.
Cool. Show
I'll look through
me
it.
the elephants. So like that's probably the only thing that I really collect. I have a record player, and a lot of people collect records, but I kind of just have some. I don't really consider it a collection.
Yeah, that's something that can grow into a collection though pretty quickly if you're not careful. Especially because you can probably get some decent ones for not a whole lot, so it's kind of easy to add. For
Yeah.
me, my soon to be collection are the little vinyl figurines, the little Funko Pop things. I have this is the Witch King. This is from Lord of the Rings. So I have 7 of them so far. Um, so I haven't continued to buy them because my wife yells at me when I buy them too much. So I'm gonna wait till we move and then buy more. So it's again. So I'm slowly adding to it. It's like, they had different series. So I have to finish the Lord of the Rings series first before I start buying more. But that one, I'm not really collecting them to keep them in like pristine condition. I just want to have them. So when I get more that can fit on this shelf, I'm just gonna take them out the packages. So they're just gonna be out. But they're so
Uh,
cute. They're big little heads. It's so great.
they are so cute. I like them. When you move the first time or when you move the second time?
Probably both. Just like sneak things into the move. So it's just like extra boxes that they're tiny, so no one will notice but me. I do most of the packing anyway, so it's fine.
I'm really bad about collecting craft stuff. Like just any random trash that could potentially be a craft, I will pick it up so quickly. Like right now there is this giant, like it's kind of like a toilet paper roll, but it's for a different purpose. It's like the size of my head, maybe a little bit smaller. So like 4 inches across. I don't know. I don't know how to explain this on a podcast. It's like 4 inches across and like a half an inch thick, maybe. And it's like 8 feet long. And so they were gonna throw it away. I was like, wait, I can make something out of that. And so I took it. It's sitting at my boyfriend's house right now, just like leaning up in the corner because I don't know what to do with it yet. So
Go
it's
throw
just
that thing
sitting there.
away. You're not going to use that for anything. Go throw it away.
But what if I make it a cat tunnel? I can make it a cat tunnel for Grayson. You can bring it home and I'll hang it from the wall and see if Grayson will run through it.
So I'm giving this experiment 1 week.
1 week.
And Grace is going to probably just like trash it from the outside and destroy it and then go in the trash anyway.
The biggest problem will be if he fits in it. He's not a little cat.
No, he's not a tiny cat. So,
So we'll see. If he doesn't fit in it, then I'll turn it into something else.
This is what I deal with, guys. She just won't throw it away. It's trash. It's actual trash. She just won't let it be trash.
And I have a box of things of just literal trash that people were throwing away that I was like, wait, I can use this. And so it's just a little box, but it's literally full of trash that I'm like, this could be a project. This could be a craft. I'm going to do something. Because you know how frustrating it is when you do have an idea and you have nothing to work with? It is disheartening, to say the least. Because then you have to go to the craft store and you have to buy something that you know you threw away in the trash 2 weeks ago, and you're going to go to the craft store and pay $3 for it. It's infuriating.
Janelle the Hoarder Part 1.
But
Crafts.
That was the hardest thing to throw away when I moved to Oregon, because I had a whole crate full, not like a big crate, but like a milk crate kind of thing, full of craft stuff. So there was like yarn, nails, screws, 3 different kinds of tape, paint, several different kinds of paint brushes. One of the random junk was in there. Random fabric, because I definitely don't sew, but I need fabric for some reason. All kinds of junk. And that was the hardest thing for me to get rid of. I was like, but I need it. So I got rid of all of it. And then I moved here. And now I have a drawer that has craft stuff and all of my like office type stuff that doesn't travel with me. So like staplers and stuff. And then all of the extra technology stuff. So like spare chargers and things. All of that goes in one drawer.
For now.
And that one box in my closet.
Oh, there's a box in the closet. Huh? Okay.
It's very small.
Yeah, totally.
So that's my guilty, I don't know, sin. That's my sin, is collecting craft things. But then people come in my room and they're like, oh, that's really cute. And I'm like, thanks, I made it. I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
The other kind of thing I end up collecting, this one has been intentional from the very beginning. Things for the kitchen appliances, small or not, I get a lot of those. Just if I see it in the store, it's like, do I need that lemon slicer? No, but maybe one day I will make lemonade. Despite the fact that I have a 17-piece knife set that is just fine for cutting lemons, is like, that's not the point. The point is I might want to just use that thing for one thing. So a lot of stuff like that in my kitchen. And then, of course, the standard toasters. I have 2 different mixers. I need to get a lot more mixing bowls. I got a lot of different cookie sheets, baking pans. There's all kinds of stuff. So people typically come to my apartment if there's anything that needs to be cooked and or baked at any point in time. Yeah, often over here. But hey, it's fine. I want to have it just in case there's a random need. Although I will say, packing up, I found things I forgot we had, which is a sad thing all on its own.
But you at least enjoy being in the kitchen. So that collection kind of makes sense of like, maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. But it's a lot more likely that you're going to use it than I'm going to use it. So I can't collect random extra kitchen appliances. I came home the other day and my roommate asked me if we had any cookie sheets. And I told him, no, I just used that little 9x9 cake pan.
Go get some cookie sheets.
I just forget. Ooh, I'm really glad we had this conversation because I kind of planned on making snickerdoodles on Sunday. And I forgot that I don't have cookie sheets.
Sounds like you need to go to the store and get a few.
Uh-huh.
No, you don't have to get, 17 attachments for a KitchenAid or anything like that, but some cookie sheets might be good.
Maybe. We'll see.
I have like 3 different types of whisks just because, like, because you buy them in little packs. So one pack had like 3 in them, and then we got a pack of utensils that had 1 in it. And then I saw one. I was like, well, we normally need things that are need a whisk for things that are smaller batches. So then I got a tiny one. So we have, whisk. Just they're in there.
They're all different, or they're all essentially the same whisk, just different sizes. How many different kind of whisks can you have?
Well, I don't have one of the hand ones. Like the whisk that you can use to beat eggs. You got those that are has a little crank on them. I don't have one of those, but I have 2 different like silicone rubber ones. I have 2 metal ones, and I think it's 4 different ones total. Yeah, but basically they're like 2 and 2. They're sets. So yeah, things I don't necessarily need to have, but I have them anyway. Like really, I need one medium-sized whisk is what I need, but I have a whole range of them because I have a problem. So there's that. I just deal with it.
I mean, if you were okay with having a cluttered kitchen, have at it.
Everything has its place, which is the most important part.
Ooh. But then you forgot you had things.
Except for the little vegetable chopper I put above the stove. It probably shouldn't be above the stove, really.
I don't even know what that is.
So we have one that you do by hand, and then one that you actually press a little button on and chop vegetables and like onion, celery, stuff.
Okay.
So we have 2 different ones. We have the one that's mainly for making like salsa, and then we have one that's you can for all types of different slicing. But we really only use it for the same thing as the other one. But that's not the point.
That's not the point. If you had a friend who was a Pampered Chef, what do you call it, representative or whatever, you would spend so much money at Pampered Chef because they have so many random kitchen appliances and it's so fun. I love everything that my mom ever got from Pampered Chef growing up. And I still kind of geek out about some of the things. When I see somebody has like a Pampered Chef kitchen scraper, I'm like, ah, glorious. Or like the vestibule chopper or the apple slicer. Like those random things that are just so handy, but so random.
I have not heard of this before. I'm very curious now.
It was a big thing when I was a kid, and apparently it's not as big of a thing now, but I think they're still around.
You have ruined me just as fast. Now I'm looking at Pampered Chef stuff. Look what you've done. Hey, look, you gotta take it up with the wife, because you're like, where did all our money go? What do you mean? There's a giant box of Pampered Chef stuff that just arrived. I don't know where that's from.
Well, it used to be like Tupperware parties where you would have a Pampered Chef party at a friend's house, and they would come over and like make food with all of the appliances in front of everybody, and then everybody would eat the snacks, and then they would order the devices that you just used. And so you would like take orders from everybody. That's how it worked.
Micro cooker. What is this fantabulous looking thing? I want see. Okay, I'm closing the web browser. This is a bad situation. It's fine. It's totally fine. There are the movies, which I am slowly flipping over the entire collection to only Blu-ray versus having any regular DVDs because it matters to me. Although I would say you play an old DVD on a Blu-ray player and then you put it on a 4K television and it looks awful. So it's visually disturbing. So I'm like, no, I have to replace all of these. Although depending on when they did the Blu-ray conversion, some of those are still pretty bad too, but they're better than the DVD. So I still need to do that. But I think I have, I don't know, 200 movies maybe on physical copy. I have a couple that are digital only, but I would always prefer to have a hard copy of a movie just in case. Digital copies as well are great, but the hard copy is my preferred.
I'm looking at all of my movies that I own right now, and I've lost some, and I'm really mad that I lost them. But I'm looking at the copies of discs, and I have 15.
Wow, that's impressive. That's honestly impressive. Yeah, I got to a point where I had so many, I had to get one of the big 200 movie case things, and so I have most of my movies in there. But the Marvel movies have their own case, so they are by themselves away from everything else. Because sometimes I just feel like watching 6 Marvel movies in a row. That just might happen. So okay. I just roll with it.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question to finish out this discussion. I was talking about this with somebody yesterday, and I listened to a podcast about it a long time ago, and I thought it was interesting. What brings you joy? What do you enjoy? What makes you joyful? I think that's what the question officially was. What makes you joyful?
As it relates to the collections, honestly, the funny part about that is the coffee. It just feeds into me buying more coffee mugs because I love coffee. I love like having lots of different types of creamer. It's like this is so great, and because I can drink coffee any time of day, it makes me no difference. Like even right before bed, it's like whatever. I don't really. It doesn't stop me from sleeping at all. But those two things kind of like go hand in hand. It's like, oh, I have, a lot of new coffee, a lot of new mugs. Fine, just put them together. It's completely okay.
I love that answer. Yeah. I still don't have a good answer for this question, but I like that answer because I mostly was just wondering, do your collections also contribute to bringing you joy? And yes, at least one of them does for you.
Yeah, the movies I would say too, but also the movies is like a completionist thing too. Like if I buy one movie in a set, I want all the movies in that set. even if I don't really like all the movies in that set, I want them all anyway because I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be like, oh, we're having a movie night or whatever, and someone has, oh, I want to watch the third movie in that series, and I don't have it, and then I'm annoyed. So then I have to try to find it on streaming, or it's like, no, I want just the whole thing, just in case someone has poor judgment and I have to go watch a bad movie because it happens sometimes.
Um, I think having things that I'm like finishing a craft brings me joy. It's normally a woodcraft though, and I don't have very many wood tools, so my collection is kind of counterproductive. But like I see things that I made and I see them in my room and I'm like, ah, I made that and it's hanging up and it makes me happy.
For me, a lot of this collecting things is really interesting because a lot of stuff I would just get rid of. Like I don't mind if something breaks or damaged, I just get rid of it, except for my coffee mugs. I have it's barely holding on, but I can't use it to drink out of coffee out of it anymore, and I still have that mug. It's like it's just there to sit there because if I try to put anything in it, it leaks out the side. So I've just decided that instead of cleaning out, doing something with them, my kids are just going to have to inherit them. It's going to be their problem. I'm not getting rid of the mugs, so they just have to figure it out. Can't do anything about it. It's just on them. Maybe they'll love them and they'll continue the collection. And 3 generations from now, there's a 1,500 mug collection. I don't know, but that's their decision to make. Now, if they want to get rid of them when I'm gone, that's completely fair. I don't want them to have to keep my junk, but they're inheriting that collection. That is for sure.
Last time we talked about this, you talked about being the keeper of the mugs, and your cousin or your uncle or your brother got a mug from France. Do you want to try to splice that in from the old episode, or do you want to try to just slip that in
We
right
can
now?
just talk about it. Yeah. So cool mugs is a really like a thing I really, really look for. And so my brother went to France and came back with a really, really nice brown embossed like mug from Paris. I'm like, I want that. I want that mug. He doesn't know, but I'm going to get that mug one day. It's at my mom's house right now, and it just sits in the cabinets. And every now and then I go up there and I really consider taking it, but I have to make sure everyone has forgotten about it. And then when I take it, no one will care. So it's completely okay. I'm playing the long game on this one, but I want all the cool mugs. I let some people, I always let people use my mugs, but I always want them back because sometimes when I go home, I'll bring a few, but I want to make sure those mugs come back when I go back to my house because I do not trust people not to destroy them. And I've already lost one mug to being absolutely broken to a lot of pieces, so I couldn't save that one. But the rest I have to be really protective of.
All right. On that note, you want to end it here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Let us know what you collect or what you think of Malik's extra mug collection.
Or your elephant pants, as a matter of fact.
I should take a picture of those and post it to the Instagram page. See how that goes. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And sorry that this one is a week late because technical difficulties. But yeah,
Worked it out.
talk to you next time.
All right.
Bye.